Hey everyone, bringing you another video. This time I'm going to be talking about the home buying process, and I'm specifically addressing it for first-time home buyers. If you're buying your first home, it can be an intimidating process, it can be scary, but I'm going to give you 3 main steps that you need to take in order to be successful. Step number 1, get pre-approved. You might have heard that the mortgage rules have changed, the interest rates have gone up, there's stress tests, so now more than ever, it's key that before you start looking for a home, you go to your bank or mortgage agent. You want to know exactly how much you will qualify for, what your down payment requirements will be, and also what kind of interest rates will be available to you. Sometimes buyers get excited and they skip going to the bank and they start searching. Later on, they're disappointed when they know that they won't qualify for the home that they've been looking at. There's nothing more disappointing than falling in love with a home, writing an offer, and then realizing that you won't qualify for it. The more detailed that you are with your bank on your first conversation, the better. Because you know what, sometimes you might go to the bank, the person might tell you, hey, listen, yes, you do qualify for this amount, but they haven't done a full pre-approval. They haven't looked at your credit history, they haven't looked at your monthly payments, at your obligations. So it's important that they get a whole picture so you can be confident buying. Sometimes people go online and they use the online calculators to see how much they can qualify for, but that's not the same. Once you go for a pre-approval, the bank will take into consideration your monthly obligations. So if you guys have debt, credit card debt, monthly payments, student loans, car loans, those are all going to come into consideration at the time that you're purchasing your home and will affect the amount of mortgage that you can qualify for. So to avoid those problems, very first step, go to the bank, get pre-approved. That way you know exactly how much you can afford. Another thing to remember, guys, it doesn't matter if you went to the bank to get pre-approved 2 or 3 years ago. The rules have changed, the interest rates have changed, so it's important that you get a current assessment of your financial situation to know how much you qualify for today. Step number 2, after you've been to the bank, now you know how much you can afford. Now it's important to zoom in on location. Now that you know how much you can afford, you can start looking at different neighborhoods, different areas, different type of homes that suit your needs better. Another point is I think selecting the neighborhood is key, and it should be done almost right away. Sometimes I find people, they spread themselves too thin and they don't focus on a particular area. So I think one of the main things is, pick neighborhoods that you like, that you can afford to live in, and start, doing your research based on those neighborhoods. Get familiar with the type of houses or condos that are available, how much they're selling for. It's very important that you start getting that information as early as possible into your buying process. That way, by the time you're actually out looking, you're really gonna have an advantage by knowing the market a little bit better. So after getting your pre-approval, after studying the neighborhood, step number 3 is get yourself a realtor. Get yourself a buyer's agent that will look out for your best interest. It's not enough for you to be looking on realtor.ca or going to open houses. Did you know that when you walk into an open house, that agent works for the seller? So by law, that agent has to look out for the best interest of the seller. They have to negotiate the highest price for the seller, the best terms and the best conditions. That agent's not working for you. So it's important that you level the playing field and get yourself a buyer's agent. My recommendation is to get an agent to represent you on your purchase. Your agent will be focused on negotiating the best deal for you, helping you determine the right home based on your needs, and is legally obliged to look out for your best interest. Most importantly, the buyer's agent services won't cost you a dime. Your agent will arrange showings, give you past sales data, help you interpret the market, negotiate the best offer and conditions such as financing and inspection, and help you coordinate a smooth closing with a bank and lawyer. Work with somebody that you feel comfortable with. We have different types of personalities, there's different agents. Some people are gonna just connect better with you, and it's important that you feel really comfortable with that person, because more than likely when you're finding your first home, you're gonna be in a very close relationship with that person. You're gonna spend a lot of time together, right? So you wanna feel comfortable asking them any questions that you might have, ask for their guidance. You can't work with somebody that you don't have a good relationship with, because it's gonna make the process very difficult. When you're buying your first home, you can't feel rushed. You have to work with somebody who's gonna be patient, who's gonna be there for you and give you the right advice and work at your speed. So those are the 3 things that you must do if you're looking to buy a home. First of all, go to the bank, get pre-approved. That way you know exactly how much you can afford. Number 2, start studying the neighborhoods. Number 3, get yourself an agent to represent you and look out for your best interests. I've helped a lot of people get into their first home. So if you need an agent, I'd be happy to help.